Hello and welcome to the Real-Esteem podcast. Today is February the 20th, 2019. I'm your host, Patrick Tabor, and today we're going to talk about how to get off of the fence and make a decision. If you're accessing our podcast through any of our providers, Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Spreaker, please subscribe so you can get a notification when we make new ones available. If you'd like to listen to any old podcasts or get a copy of our book, Real-Esteem, Finding Your Identity in Christ, please visit us at enith.com, EYNIITH.com. Sometimes we put more time and effort into not making a decision than we do actually making a decision. And sometimes the time that we waste in making a decision is time that could have been spent doing something that's more productive. So what's the problem? Why do we have this issue? Is it fear? Is it pain? Is it issues from the past? Is it us not knowing or not sure if we can control the outcome or the effects of the outcome? Or are we fearful that we're going to disappoint someone? What is the issue with us making decisions? Well, it's important that we consult the right people in our decisions. So before we do make a decision, there should be a time frame that you pause, reflect, seek counsel, ask questions, find out what you need to know before you make a decision. But you're not always given enough time to do that. So you do need to figure out a way that you pattern yourself in a way that you're making quicker decisions, that decisions shouldn't take weeks and months to make. We need to be able to be diligent in making quick decisions or good decisions that are made quickly. Proverbs 10:4 says, a slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. Diligent meaning that you have took the time and done the research on the decision you're going to make. But sooner or later, you have to pull the trigger. And I think what we don't do is we don't take that step. So just to give you a little understanding, Peter was on the boat when Jesus was walking on the water, and when they all saw Jesus, they thought he was a ghost. But Peter did say, "If that is you, bid me to come on the water." So he had something in him. There was something in him that made him take that first step. He had the first step to even ask, "If it's you, then tell me to come on the water." So he took the first step where everybody else was too fearful to even try to ask the question. So in your case, if you want to become diligent, then you're going to have to learn how to ask the question. Is this beneficial? Is this going to help me? Is this going to grow whatever I'm doing? Is this going to benefit the people around me? Is this going to hurt somebody? Is this going to be harmful to someone's life, job, circumstance, relationships? You've got to ask the question. Once you learn how to ask the question, then you can get an answer, and that answer can help you determine your decision a little bit quicker. Instead of us waiting and like scared to even ask, we need to be able to ask. So who do we ask? First, you need to ask God. You need to pray and seek the counsel from your Father in heaven. If you do that first, you will get an answer. It may not be an answer that you want. It may be. Regardless, you have to seek him first. Ask him first. And then I think he puts people around you that will give you good answers. Even sometimes there are people who don't want to give you the right answer, but they will anyway. So we have to learn how to trust God with everything. And then he can send the right people around us that can confirm what he said. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him first, and he will make straight your paths. So your decisions will be a lot easier if you consult him. That's basically what I'm trying to say. If you seek him out. Now, I've been in situations where I did not like the answer that I received from the Lord, but I still did it anyway because it was from the Lord, because I really believe and trust with all my heart, and I couldn't lean to my own understanding because I know his understanding is way better than mine. So I took that chance. I had that step of faith. I believed by asking the question that I was going to get an answer. Whether I liked the answer or not, I really wanted the end goal to be whatever it was I was trying to complete. So whether you like how it goes or how the response is, that's not as important as you finishing what you're trying to accomplish. So lastly, let me talk about James 1:2-9. As I read this, I want you to understand, though, that our ideas about how things should go should not determine those decisions that we have to make in life. You want to make the best decisions for you and anybody around you. Regardless of how it affects you, you want to make the best decisions. It's just like telling the truth. You want to be able to tell the truth at all times. If you do that, you put yourself in a better place in the long run. Sometimes, though, temporarily, it brings persecution. So James 1:2-9 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So there's your answer to what I was saying previously, that we need to consult God about our decisions, and we have to take those steps. If you take steps, then he will see that you're serious about what you're after, what you're focused on. And he says, if you lack wisdom, if you don't know the answer, then you should ask him, who gives generously and to all without finding fault. It will be given to you. So regardless of what the answer is, if God gave it to you, it's the right answer. You may not like the process. He may be using that opportunity to work something out of you that doesn't need to be in you, or his idea of how you should get there is going to be much better than yours. He's probably keeping you away from things that are going to damage you along the way. So lastly, verse 6 says, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all they do." So in other words, if you practice not making decisions, if you practice staying on the fence, if you practice not exerting your faith or trying to actually believe and not doubt, if you don't do that, you're going to become like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Any situation, any circumstance that comes your way is going to push you over, or it's going to make you lean, or it's going to hinder your progress. You shouldn't expect to receive anything from the Lord. If you're double-minded, it says that you'll be unstable in all you do. Meaning you have to make a decision. You're not going to make every decision perfectly. But the fact that you try, the fact that you put effort forth, the fact that you step out, the fact that you believe in God and what he says is what's going to take you to the next level. It's going to take you where you really want to go. It's going to answer the questions that you have, and it might fulfill all that you've ever needed if you're diligent enough to ask God the questions you need to ask him, so that you can make the decisions that you need to make. And remember, if you make the decisions that God tells you to, there is always a positive outcome to answering the call that God has put in front of you. I hope you got something out of this today. Be blessed. Grace and peace.